Really can't even tell what it is.
Been in law enforcement about 30 years, and it's probably one of the worst accidents that I've seen.
That roof caves in, I mean, it just opens the fire up.
Yeah, Julie and Gordon, they've been fighting this fire for the better part of 4 hours. They're still on the scene here, putting out hot spots of this single-family home here in Downville.
Lato Creek behind me, which really looks more like a river at this point.
Relief but not closure tonight for the family of this 15-year-old girl from Belmead. Neighborhoods like the Woods and Windmill Hill off of Lakeshore Drive in Waco are typically quiet communities. That's why Mike Helfert was surprised by his recent findings just down the street from his home.
We found a bunch of unopened mail and some open mail in a circle of bushes.
He knew someone had tried to steal his neighbor's mail, an issue he doesn't take lightly.
We've had our identity stolen before.
Helfert has since been working with postal inspectors who say they have had multiple reports from these two neighborhoods about mail theft.
One of my ex-neighbors used to complain about people getting into her mail and running off with stuff. This is where you put your mail.
Causing Cecil Castor to take matters into his own hands.
The homeowners association approved this, and so it locks. And I've tried to get my hand up in there, and a lady friend had tried to get her hand up in there and says she can't. And so you'd have to steal the whole mailbox to get into the mail.
And while security boxes can be a good investment at home, getting a private mailbox or taking a trip to the post office is the ultimate protection.
So it only takes one or two letters. It only takes one or two bills where they get your account numbers, they got your address.
Easy access to stealing your identity if you don't take proper measures to protect yourself. In Waco, Lauren Westbrook, News 10.
Pull the gun on them and rob them.
Whatever I do, I'm gonna get away with it. It don't matter, because I'm me.
I remember watching people unload their belongings.
They are men you don't see coming in a parking lot or even at your own home.
Did you care about anybody?
No, ma'am, I didn't. It didn't care who I hurt or whatever it took.
I didn't really need the money. It was just for the thrill.
But the thrill of the hunt for some quick cash or a stolen car landed them in jail more than once.
They came to my house and knocked on my door and picked me up.
45 years old, from 18, in and out of prison.
Now these men are trying to start a new chapter and end the only life they've ever known.
I'm working every day, just trying to stay something positive and trying to help other people not go down the same road I've been down.
But on this night, they go down that same road again, this time with us, showing how they picked their prey.
That car right there.
Chevrolet, these car to break into.
I just wait until they went in for gas, the car's running, radio's blaring, and just get in and take it. They carried a big purse. I don't know, for me, so if it means bigger, it means they got a lot more. 9 times out of 10, you're in a stolen car, so it doesn't matter, but you just go up and down the aisles like you're looking for a place to park.
Once this man picked his targets, he'd follow them home.
They said they pulled in here. I tell him hit the block. By the time he got back, I'd have what I needed.
It's a dark neighborhood. Neighborhoods can be hit 4 or 5 houses at a time.
And they didn't always work in the dark.
Lights aren't really important. Like that one's on all the time. A light that, like motion detected lights, those scare you.
With Christmas around the corner, they say the next couple of months are always a good time to feast.
You can see what they bought because they got it sitting right out there on the curb advertising for it. So you know
By
what's
the
in there. So you can just wait until the opportunity arises.
After the stunts they've pulled in the past, these criminals would say they're surprised they're still alive.
Just thank God that I'm still standing.
And it only had to be God that saved me from stabbing that man. And all he was trying to do was protect his property. And I was trying to get high off his property.
But they also think many of their unsuspecting targets took too many risks as well.
If the garage door's open, like I was telling you, 9 times out of 10, the inside house garage door's open. So you can go in there and get what you want.
Because these men will be the first to warn you, chances are someone is watching.
I wasn't trying to be sneaky. I was trying to get my money so I could get high.
It's something that I had to have, and the only way to get it was to steal.
If I wanted to get it, I'm gonna get it.
But if I wanted it bad enough, I could get it.
This is the trailer the bull was in. So how was it able to get out? The owner says it just pushed against this door right here, which he thinks probably wasn't properly latched and was able to get out. 15 minutes later, when he returned from the store, the bull was gone.
Well, this week, skiers from all over the nation will get together to determine who's the best of the best. 3 local barefoot skiers, Stuart Parsons, Royal Wiseman, and Aaron York, will be there. They've been training hard all summer for the Barefoot Nationals that will be held in Mays, Kansas, starting this weekend. Now, this weekend, photojournalist Casey Monroe caught up with the skiers at the lake.
Well, I built this lake about a year ago, and I built it for training for barefoot water skiing. But we ski on in tournaments, so this is just the optimal conditions.
Well, let's go out and have some fun.
It's just I guess being highly competitive, and barefooting is a hard sport to learn, and it's in my blood, and I love it. You get a lot of friends that come out and want to try it. They take a good fall, and that's about it. You have to ski at high speeds, 40, 45 miles an hour. The more you ski, the more calluses you get. It's good to have flat feet. The bigger the feet, the better. 15 seconds down the lake and back to do our trick run. Each trick is worth a certain amount of points. And
just plant our feet and stand up, and then we'll do some surface turns where we go from front to back and back to front.
I'd say the hardest thing to do is probably jump on that ramp right there and land the ski away. Backwards is tough. There's fewer people that can ski backwards.
Oh, this is great. It's not too rough, not too glassy. This is kind of what we look for.
So I think my odds are pretty good. I've prepared and I'm ready.
31 years of training is kind of coming together for me. We can actually start forwards and end up backwards.
But it's our passion. It's what we love to do. We all have businesses, and then this is what gets us away from it and forget about the stresses of life and work.
Tips for staying safe on the lake. David Ridley is no stranger to the lake. An avid boater and fisherman, David knows all too well that you can get in trouble on the lake in a hurry, even if you're careful, as he learned during a recent fishing tournament.
It's calm at 7 a.m. and all of a sudden, within 10 minutes, 25, 30 mile an hour gust came and you're in the middle of the lake. And my partner and I really experienced some pretty close calls of both of us almost falling out of the boat.
Summer hasn't even started yet, and already there's been several fatal boating accidents on Central Texas lakes, including an accident just last week that claimed the life of a Central Texas businessman. Bill Key is a lake ranger on Lake Waco. He says most boating accidents have something in common. They are preventable.
There's usually a combination of things. You bring up inexperienced boaters. Inattention is probably plays as big a factor as anything. And of course, alcohol certainly can be a problem.
Something else that boaters will have to look out for this weekend, dangers just beneath the water's surface.
Snakes and turtles aren't the only things people need to look out for this weekend.
That's right. There could be, the lake has come up here in the last couple of weeks. We're back up to about a half a foot above the normal conservation pool. So with that, those heavy inflows of water, it could loosen limbs and logs up, or things could come floating down, and just need to be mindful that even though the water looks smooth and pretty, there could be an underwater obstruction.
Here's 5 things that could save your life this weekend. Get familiar with federal and state boating laws and obey them. Check to make sure you have working safety equipment on board. Look out for spring storms that can pop up in a hurry. Take a boater education class, and always wear a life jacket. But not everyone headed to the lake will be in a boat. The Spiegelville Park Beach is just about empty right now, but come this weekend, it will be packed. The #1 rule for staying safe while swimming at the lake: know your limitations.
And even a strong swimmer swimming out in deep water can get a cramp, or something else happen, and you could easily drown.
And whether you're boating or swimming, remember this: alcohol and water don't mix, especially on a busy weekend.
Sometimes that can get scary when it's a busy holiday weekend. You got a lot of people out there, so you're responsible for everybody that's in your boat.